Hi, Dennis here one more time. I hope every one of you is doing very well today and that the festivities are catching on well with you. You're keeping safe. If you are in Brisbane, you're driving safely because the roads have been wet due to the heavy rains that have been there today and yesterday night. So I hope that wherever you are safe and that you're keeping warm and just enjoying the festivities as they come. It's Christmas Eve and there's a lot of shopping. Please, if you are new in Brisbane or new in Australia, make sure you do your shopping early on because shops are not going to be open tomorrow and most probably up to Boxing Day some of them will still be closed. But in all, hope that you're doing well and that you're safe. So this is going to be I'm going to do another video and a follow-up on the topic that I'd already started talking about previously, and today in this video I'm just going to be talking about preparedness in terms of getting ready to come and study overseas. So coming overseas is a very big endeavor. It is a big endeavor in terms of finances, in terms of the separation that you're going to be experiencing. You are literally going to be starting afresh from zero, honestly, because you're getting into a new environment, you're getting into a new culture, you're getting into a new country with new regulations and a new set of how things are being done. So there's a lot to be considered when you are planning and desiring to move from your country to go and study overseas to whichever country you would wish to go to. So it's important for you to, number one, do a lot of research on the destination that you're going to. You have to consider a lot of things. One would be, the kind of maybe the city that you want to go to. After you have narrowed down to the city, you would also want to look at the universities that are in that particular location. You would also want to look at the courses that you are, interested in. Are these courses available in the universities that you're thinking about or in the city that you're wishing to go to? Then, after you've gone to the course, how much is it? What is the financial implication when it comes to the course that you'd want to take? Then after that, have you considered marketability of the particular course? And then future prospects of that particular course. Then now, after you've considered all those things, then narrow down to now, what are your plans? What are your future plans? What would you want to achieve after you've already gotten this qualification? And so when I was watching this video on what Mr. Koche was talking about, he said something like parents should not send their children who are just cleared high school to come and study abroad. And having worked in the international education industry for the years that I have and worked with high school students who just cleared high school and came to Australia, my personal opinion is I think that is the best time to send your children to go and study just as once they have finished high school. And I'll give a reason why I think that is the best time to send your children to come and study abroad is because they're fresh from high school. They can now be able to make the right decisions based on what course is marketable, what course is is going to help them with their future career prospects. So I think that is the best time because unfortunately how our education system sometimes is structured is the fact that a student can finish high school but they're called to a course that is not going to really help them. So I've seen a situation whereby a student cleared high school, got whatever marks they got, then they were called to a course that they ideally didn't want to. They tried even maybe to change at some point, but it was not possible to change. And then they ended up doing that particular course. But ideally within themselves, they wanted to do a certain course. So we get such students, they come to us and they tell us, I really never wanted to do this particular course, but because the university selection came with this particular course, I just had to pull through it because there was no choice. I didn't have a choice, and maybe my parents just pushed me to do it, or I just had to pull through it. So I think that age where you're finishing high school, I think that is a very good stage to consider coming to study abroad, for that particular reason, that it is very easy for, number one, as the student to choose which course they would want to take, and it is going that is going to help them in their career, and it's going to be marketable abroad. So now they are not going to be faced with these issues of wanting to change courses and looking for a particular course that is marketable and all those complications later on. But I will want to put a disclaimer on that, because the other thing is these students are young, of course. There is that aspect of lack of experience. There's that aspect of they are just coming from their parents' care, and now they're being sent into this world that there's a lot of uncertainty. So that's why I think I will speak to the parents and say that, have these conversations with your children early on. And as a parent, I know, and I said in my previous video, that parents always sacrifice a lot when it comes to this issue of studying abroad. And in most cases, when I have these conversations with parents, because we have to cancel and interview the student first before we even start the process, and we have to have these conversations with the parent. One of the most important thing for a parent is you understand your child. We know that most parents, and most, if not all, parents have the best intentions for their children. They want the best for their children, and that's why they are willing to sell land to send their children. They're willing to take loans to send their children abroad. They're willing to do harambes. They're willing to be vulnerable to an extent whereby go out and ask for help, knock doors to get finances for these students to go and study abroad, start saving early on, sacrifice so many things for their children to go out. So we know most parents are well-meaning when it comes to this issue of sending their children abroad. However, parents should also be very honest with themselves and even with their children. We know that we are not the same. So there with some of us who have, they are capable of coping very easily with new environments. There are those people who are just not cut out to adapt very fast, and they are not tough enough to be able to handle change and new things that they're experiencing in their lives. And as a parent, you will know your child. As a parent, you know your child very well. You yourself, as the student, you also know yourself. You know your level of tolerance to certain things, and if you can be able to, but I would put these responsibilities squarely on the parent. You know your child, and you have the responsibility to guide them. So as you are even considering sending your child who is just cleared high school to come and study abroad, I want to tell the parents to really have this conversation with their child. If you know your child that has very little tolerance to change and they're not tough enough, I would suggest take them to a diploma program in Kenya. The TVET industry and the TVET space right now has really opened up in Kenya. And there are so many institutions that you can be able to take them, or even universities, whichever you choose, depending with whatever will work best for you. Take them to have at least a year or two study in Kenya, and then immediately you can also consider to take them abroad. This approach is also important, is very good, because it also gives you time as a parent to also prepare financially. Because if the student is going to, let's say, take a diploma, 2-year diploma, you have 2 years to plan. We all know that when you're coming to study abroad, one of the biggest thing that you have to prove to the embassy and even to the school is your financial capability. You have 2 years as a parent to plan, build up your bank statement, save up money for the future. And even as you're doing that, you also have time now to do more research on what courses are marketable, what is happening on the ground and everything. And I think that time is very important for you to just plan, so that at the end of the day, when you're starting this process, you are like 10 steps ahead. You have gotten this, the child has done driving, which is a very important document that you need when you come to study abroad, to come and settle abroad. They have gotten your passport. You're not in a rush. You don't have to like spend a lot of money in terms of backdoor and all those kind of things trying to get a passport. You have gotten all the documents. The certificate is there, the result is there, because sometimes we normally get students who we start the application process, then we realize, oh, the KCSE certificate is with them where they never collected it. But now, because you are getting information and you're preparing yourself, I think that 2 years is very important, because now it helps you prepare well in advance. You have even maybe gone further and even gotten someone in the country that you desire to take your child to, who can be able now to even like maybe accommodate or something. And I will be addressing that later on as we continue. But at the end of the day, I think this time is very important for you as the parent to prepare yourself, so that when your child starts the journey of applying and doing all those things, then at least certain things have been put in place. So when it comes to the right age of sending your child, I think it's very subjective, in the sense that it totally depends on the parent, and your knowledge of the child, and also their situation, like their situation, or maybe in terms of finances, do they have enough finances and all those kind of things. And then the other advantage I'll not fail to mention about why it would be an advantage for you to send a child abroad at that particular age, is because it is also very easy when it comes to the visa processing, because when they have fewer documents to be assessed, and it's less complicated, honestly, compared to someone who maybe finished their diploma, had a gap, within their studies, and then they want now to apply to Australia. And I'm going to be addressing these as well in future videos, whereby we're going to be talking about the GTE process. Why is it that some people can qualify to come and study abroad, and why is it that some people qualify, and how do you know that you qualify to come and study abroad? Because the government has a very straightforward like eligibility criteria that will help you to know if you can be able to come and study or you're not able to come and study. So I think those are the things that we have to consider, even as we are looking at what is the right age to send your child. I think, as I said, it would be the best time based on my own understanding and opinion. However, as parents, you also have to really consider and like understand your child and see if this would be the best thing for them. So that is my own opinion. And in the next video, I will be now talking about the process. Where do you start? How do you start? We're going to be discussing the eligibility criteria, because I've had questions, people asking me, how can I come? Where do I start? So I'll be taking us through that whole process from an agency point of view, and also from the university point of view, so that you can also understand what do us as agents, look at. What does the school look at? And we're also going to be talking about the embassy, but I'm going to take you through now preparation in terms of how do I start this journey, and what will make me successful or what will disqualify me. So look out for the next video, and I'll take this opportunity to just thank you so much for engaging with me. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the comments that you've left, Thank you so much for just engaging with me, and I believe that we are going to keep this conversation going. And as I said, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section or inbox me, and I'll be able to address them to the best of my knowledge. Thank you so much, and have a lovely Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you. God bless you.